Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I'd like to look at something a little bit different for me, and that is a US civilian ration. I have here an MRE Star Menu 6 vegetarian chili with beans. So let's get this on a table and see what this pack contains. So I now have here on the table this US MRE Star. Now this is a civilian interpretation of their military rations. I actually purchased this one from a military show here in the UK, the COSBY show. I did make a video of that and I'll leave a link to that description down below. But this one has actual list of contents on the back, very much like the US MRE military versions, and this particular one cost me £12.50 here in the UK. So very much like the US MRE, same sort of idea, peelable seal. So let's just peel this open and see what it actually contains. Nice easy open there. So straight off the top we have the mains, which is the spicy vegetarian chili with beans, well, with meat crumbles. We have a accessory pack containing a spoon, a little wet nap, it looks like some salt and pepper, some Smarties, in the UK we call those fizzers, and a little moist towelette. Put that to one side for now. We have some MRE Star sugar cookies. There is a little bag of MRE Star nut and raisin mix. We have an MRE Star dried fruit mix. There is a lemonade flavour drink mix. A FRH flameless ration heater, and again even the pad of that looks very much like the US military pad, obviously in a clear pouch though instead of the usual green. So it's underneath there for now. And that is the contents. So that is the entire contents of this MRE Star Menu 6 vegetarian chili with beans. So let's get these out on a tray and see what they look and taste like. So I now have here laid out on the tray this MRE Star Menu 6 vegetarian chili with beans. Now I've preheated the mains and it does sound a little bit soupy, so I've actually got a bowl to put into this time, and we'll start by looking at the accessory pack. So as I just briefly mentioned, very simplistic looking accessory pack containing what looks like the old style MRE spoon. There is a single MRE Star napkin. Let's put it to the top there for now. There is a rich roast coffee, deep rich coffee. A moist towelette. A salt and pepper. Some sugar, some creamer, and a little pack of what the US calls Smarties. I say we call them fizzers here. In the UK, Smarties are more like chocolate M&Ms. They're a chocolate bean with a crispy shell. These we have similar, but we call them fizzers. So I think we need to start off with making and preparing the coffee. Deep rich instant coffee. This is a 2015. Now 2015 I think, this particular menu. Straight away I can see a problem with that. I don't think that's healthy looking, and there doesn't even appear to be any sort of coffee there at all. So I think I'm going to forego the coffee. Unfortunate, but I think the coffee has gone past. I did find a date on the back there. I think that's 322nd day of 2015, so it's a 5-year-old ration, so hardly surprising the coffee has suffered, although usually they don't in the military versions. So we'll have a look at the lemonade flavour drink mix, again made by MRE Star. These are probably now all obsolete items if this is 2015. So there we go, and it does call for a 12 ounce of water, which is about the size of this glass, or about 375 millilitres. So a full glass of the lemonade. I'll give that a good mix. One thing I did notice, obviously the company is trying to replicate the US MRE with the bags and the design and everything. There is no crackers. There's no crackers or biscuits of any kind, which you usually find, but we do have some dried fruit mix, so I'll have a look at some of those. Still feels like there's a lot of air in the bag, probably a good sign, hopefully a good sign. So just empty some of those out on the tray there. And we also have a nut and raisin mix, so we'll do the same again. Not the easiest bags to open, so I'm not so sure about the little sunflower seeds. That looks more like something I'd give to my parrot, but there we go. Joking aside, the actual peanuts and raisins look okay. Not so sure about their sunflower seeds there. We have a bag of sugar cookies. And as you would expect, they look like they're in a bit of a state. There is 4. I shall only remove 2 because the others look like they're a little bit crumbled also. We have a moist towelette. I think now we've got to go with the mains. So this is spicy vegetable chili. It's very hot, been boiling in a saucepan for about 10 minutes. And it's the vegetarian chili, so it's got soya protein, I believe. Very, very soupy looking mix, very liquidy. Crying out for crackers. That dish there is, to me, requiring some sort of agent to mop up those juices. A cracker, salt and pepper to one side. So unfortunately that coffee doesn't look good, so I can't really comment on the coffee. I have had one of those before, and to be honest, I didn't find it the best quality of coffee, just a standard middle of the road instant. So I've tried some of the lemonade. Quite sharp. Does actually make your mouth go dry. Very sweet, very lemon sort of texture to it. When I say that, it's like if you were to suck a lemon, you get that mouth drawing that sucks your cheeks in. You get a little sensation of that as you try that. So for that purpose, it's a nice refreshing lemon drink. I think we shall go to the dried fruit mix first, because I think the chili might be a bit more powerful in flavours. So before I try those, I'll try some of this dried fruit. Not the most appetising looking banana chip there, but they're edible. Banana chips, coconut oil, papaya, banana flavouring, citric acid, cane sugar, calcium chloride, sulfur dioxide, artificial colouring, yellow 6 colouring, pineapple dice, and a load more of acid regulators, sulfur dioxide. A lot of additional chemicals. Really, is that necessary for the dried fruit mix? But that aside, they do come across as a tasty dried fruit sort of snack. Certainly not suffered while being in storage for the 5 years. Moving on to the nut and raisin mix. I think these are peanuts. We'll try the peanuts first. Roasted peanuts. Cannot taste the salt if they're salted. Raisins. Again, very simple raisin, but starting to show their age. They're now dry. They're not juicy and moist like a fresh raisin. They're very dry. And try some of the sunflower seeds. They are as they are. They are a aged raisin, peanut and sunflower seed. Nothing wrong with them. They're just 5 years old, but still edible, still perfectly enjoyable. Have a quick look at the lemonade again just to refresh my palate. I think I might as well now go through all the sweets first. I'll have a look at the sugar cookies. Broken, still crisp, still crunchy. Surprisingly good condition. Sweet, crispy, crunchy. Would go good in a coffee to dip. I think there is a slight background lemon flavour there. As you eat it, you get a sort of a lemony flavour, so I think they're a lemon flavour sugar cookie. Or orange, a sort of citrusy flavour in the background. Nice, tasty, enjoyable. Bit of sweetness there. Try another mouth cleanser. And last but not least, we're down to the actual mains. Now, it's very soupy, very moist. There is beans. I can see the soya protein, soya beef. That's sharp. That's actually has a very unpleasant flavour. Unfortunately, I think that has turned. I think that is no longer at its best. Excuse me, I needed to spit that out. Unfortunately, I don't think the mains have survived. The more that I ate, the more rancid it started to taste. I certainly couldn't risk swallowing a mouthful of that. So, unfortunately, I think age has had a bit of an effect on this particular ration. I shall just try some of the Smarties and see if they are just like what we call the fizzers here in the UK. Very similar, not the same. They're less sweet. We actually have them sweeter with more fruit flavouring, but very reminiscent of what we call fizzers, and they're children's favourite. Children in the UK love them. Get them at parties in little bags for the young ones. So, just the wet nap to go. Just a small little towelette. Difficult to open. Small towelette. Certainly not the largest I've seen out there, or the strongest. There is a slight chemical smell, a sort of cleanser, a chemical kitchen cleanser smell to that. I wouldn't say it's a lemon, but it is the sort of chemical kitchen cleaner type fragrance that most people will be familiar with. Not the best quality wet nap, not the most useful. So, brief recap. Age, unfortunately, has took its toll on this particular ration. I'm not sure if it was a genuine US military, that would have been the same. I've eaten some US military ones far older than this, and every component was perfect. The coffee had suffered. Didn't get the chance to taste it. From what I can remember on previous rations when I've tried that particular brand, it's a sort of middle of the road store type cheap coffee. Not the best, not the absolute worst, a sort of typical standard instant, but in this instance I never got the chance to try. The lemonade, quite refreshing, nice and sweet, plenty of sugar, does have a little tartness when you drink it, surprisingly, for an artificial drink. It does give you that impression that there is a lemon in there, so it's nice, refreshing, and throughout this whole meal it's certainly refreshed my palate. The dried fruit mix, again, perfectly edible, perfectly preserved, but when you read the list of ingredients on the back you can probably see why. I think there's probably just as many preservatives as there are fruit. Why that's necessary if the fruit is dried, freeze dried or dried, I don't know, but there we go. That said, still an enjoyable, tasty bit of dried fruit. The nut and raisin mix suffered with age. The raisins are dry and wizened. The nuts are also showing age, and so are the sunflower seeds, but still edible, still enjoyable just about, but again certainly showing the age. The sugar cookies, they have a citrus flavouring to them. It's either lemon or orange, it's very difficult to distinguish, but there's a citrusy flavour to them. They have survived, they're still fresh, they're still crispy, crunchy, and certainly enjoyable. The mains, crying out for crackers, even if it was in good condition. The lack of crackers would leave me feeling a little bit hungry if I was out in the field. Unfortunately, again, didn't survive the passage of time, which is really surprising because it's not a meat based product. It is supposed to be a vegetable crumbles, a soya bean, but it's certainly a rancid taste, and I didn't dare to swallow the mouthful, unfortunately. So, bit of a mixed impression. Was really looking forward to trying an MRE Star. It looks like it's been stored badly and the age has sort of let it down, which is a real shame, but still a nice interesting one to try. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you and goodbye.